You're watching Afghannews with Mohsen Jamal. Violence in southern Afghanistan has claimed the lives of 9 civilians. Afghan officials say 5 civilians, including 2 children, were killed Friday when their vehicle hit a roadside bomb in Sangin district of the southern Helmand province. Earlier, 2 were killed in Nawad district Thursday night when their car hit a roadside bomb, and at the same night in Grish district, insurgents targeting Afghan policemen mistakenly shot 2 civilians leaving a wedding on a motorbike. The deaths were reported a day after the UN announced that the number of Afghan civilians killed in war-related violence rose 15% in the first half of 2011. NATO said Friday it would investigate Afghan claims that 6 civilians were killed during a military operation targeting the Al-Qaeda-linked Haqqani network. Khost provincial spokesman Mubariz Zadar said the 6 died during an operation on Thursday in the eastern province. NATO had said that only 1 civilian was wounded, but after President Hamid Karzai ordered Afghan officials to conduct an investigation, the force said overnight it would look again at the operation. Civilian casualties are an inflammatory issue between the US-led foreign forces and President Karzai. French Defense Minister Gerald Longuet said the Taliban would try to take advantage of the transition period by radicalizing its military strategy at a news briefing on Thursday after a bombing killed 5 on Wednesday in a battle against Taliban insurgents. France is sending a senior general, the chief of staff of the ground forces, General Elric Irastorza, to Afghanistan to thresh out a plan aimed at limiting the danger of French soldiers during its withdrawal. French President Nicolas Sarkozy held a crisis meeting with top ministers and the head of the armed forces earlier on Thursday to discuss new security measures after 5 French soldiers were killed in a suicide attack in the Tagaf Valley on Wednesday. France has 4,000 troops in Afghanistan and has now seen 70 of its soldiers killed since it joined the US and NATO-led Afghanistan operations in 2001. Suspected members of the militant group Al-Qaeda appeared in an Ankara court on Friday after being arrested for allegedly planning attacks against US targets in Turkey and revenge for the assassination of former Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden. On Tuesday, Turkish police detained 14 people in raids targeting the militant group across western Turkey after the discovery of explosives and weapons, the country's interior ministry said. Police says 700 kilograms of ammonium nitrate, a key ingredient in improvised explosives, in a raid on a house in the province of Ankara. The detainees were detained on suspicion of planning attacks on US installations in Turkey to avenge the killing of their leader, bin Laden, by US forces in Pakistan on May 2nd. Elsewhere, representatives of the leading countries in the NATO-led coalition's campaign in Libya are meeting in Istanbul to discuss the conflict amid hopes that rebels could be closer to toppling Muammar Gaddafi from power. The meeting of the so-called Libya contact group, chaired by Turkish Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan, assesses a Turkey-backed political roadmap to resolve the conflict and discuss further steps to support the Benghazi-based National Transitional Council, officials said. U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and NATO Secretary General Anders Fogh Rasmussen are among those attending the meeting. U.S. officials said Friday's meeting, the 4th such conference since March, would serve to deepen ties with the TNC as it seeks stronger diplomatic and financial support from the international community. The United States President has wrapped up a 5th day of talks to strike a deficit reduction deal and clear the way for a debt limit hike in order to avoid default by the government. Barack Obama urged congressional leaders on Thursday to go back to their party members to get support for a number of elements in a plan to address the nation's debt. Congress must approve the government can borrow another $2.4 trillion by August 2nd to help the government pay its bills. Standard & Poor's decision to move the United States top-tier credit rating closer to downgrade underscores the need for Congress to raise the debt limit, reach a deal to cut deficits. Jeffrey Goldstein, the U.S. Treasurer's Undersecretary for Domestic Finance, said on Thursday.
Engaging in the hard bargaining is necessary.
European finances are under scrutiny once again, with Italy set up to adopt an austerity budget intended to stave off Greek-style financial collapse and European banks bracing for stress test results. The lower house of the Italian parliament was set to vote on Friday in favor of a $99 billion package of cuts over the next 4 years. It released upper house. The Senate has already approved the measures which are necessary for the financial health of the Eurozone's third largest economy. It released debt is the second largest in Europe after Greece, and there are fears the declining Italian economy could implode without a reduction of public debt and the introduction of reforms to boost economic growth. The austerity budget would mean severe cuts to public services, while the government would sell off their stakes in state-owned companies. One of Indonesia's most active volcanoes has erupted, forcing thousands of residents to flee their homes. Mount Lokon, located in northern Sulawesi province, spewed lava and smoke from its crater 3 times late on Thursday into Friday morning. Disaster agency officials said lava cascaded down the volcano slope, setting trees ablaze. An official at the nearest monitoring post said, adding that activity remained high and another eruption appeared imminent. Soldiers and police helped rescuers evacuate residents living along the mountain's fertile slopes, said Jamie Iman, the acting mayor in the nearby town of Tomohon. And that Hugo Chavez, the Venezuelan president, will travel to Brazil for cancer treatment. A source in the Brazilian government has said the Venezuelan president will come to Brazil's Syrio-Lebanese hospital, but no timeline has been set for his arrival, the source said on Thursday. There was no immediate confirmation from Venezuelan government. Last week, Chavez said he may have to receive chemotherapy. The Syrio-Lebanese hospital is considered one of the best in Latin America and is renowned for its cancer treatment center. Earlier this month, the Venezuelan leader admitted in a television address that he had a tumor but had undergone a successful operation in Cuba to extract the cancerous cells. And that's all for now. Thanks for staying with us.